Hi, as part of our previous demonstration, we deployed our service on a remote AWS instance and showed you one use case, which is summary of the sprint. Now let's show you the other two use cases on the same remote AWS instance. So one of our use cases is to move task from one state to another. If you look at the sprint board, 8025 is how task 1 is identified. So now let's try to move task from in progress to done. Ask Scrumster to move task 25.
Where do you want me to move it?
Done.
Task 25 successfully moved to done state.
So you see here that immediately task 25, which is task 1, moved to done state. So this is one of our use cases. Another use case is to schedule a meeting between members of the sprint team. So let's have a look at their schedules for tomorrow. That is the 29th of November. So all of them seem to have a slot available at 10:30. Our bot will check their calendars to see what slot is available for all four of them and will book a 30-minute slot for each one of them. So you see that on all four calendars it's available at 10:30. So let's try to schedule this meeting. Ask Scrumster to schedule meeting tomorrow.
Successfully scheduled meeting on November 29, 2017 for 30 minutes from 10:30.
So as I told you, it's scheduled for 10:30. So let's reload this page and check each one of their calendars. So you see that at 10:30 it got scheduled. For all four of them. Now let's try another experiment where we fill up user R's calendar for the entire day from 10:30 up till 5. So in this case, if we ask Scrumster to schedule a meeting for tomorrow, it will say no slot available because one of the members of the sprint team is not available during the entire day. So let's create a test event for the entire day. Now let's ask Scrumster to schedule a meeting. Ask Scrumster to schedule meeting tomorrow.
Team is not free on November 29, 2017. Please try another date.
So you see that because we filled up user R's calendar for the entire day, there's no slot available for all four members between 9 to 5. So now let's delete one of the slots, or let's delete the entire event here and then check scheduling a meeting. Ask Scrumster to schedule meeting tomorrow.
Successfully scheduled meeting on November 29, 2017 for 30 minutes from 11 o'clock.
So it saw that 11 o'clock was the next free slot for all the four team members. And if you see here, it scheduled a meeting for all of them. So now let's try and get the sprint summary again. So we see that there are in total 20 points. No points have been achieved. So the result should be 0 story points achieved. So let's check that again. Ask Scrumster to provide summary for the current sprint.
For the current sprint, team has burned 0 story points out of 20 story points.
So now let's try moving one of the tasks and then checking the summary. So let's move task 22 here. So in that case, the summary should be 10 points achieved out of 20. Let's try them both. So let's first move task story 10, which is identified by task 22, to done. Ask Scrumster to move task 22.
Where do you want me to move it?
Done.
Story 22 successfully moved to done state.
So if we go here, we see that the story 10, which is identified by 8022, was moved to 10. Now let's ask for the sprint summary now. Ask Scrumster to provide summary for the current sprint. Ask Scrumster to provide summary for the current sprint.
For the current sprint, team has burned 10 story points out of 20 story points.
So we showed you deployment of our bot on a remote AWS instance and also all the 3 use cases realized. Thank you for your attention.